Are you looking for a delicious, hearty soup recipe for this cooler season? You're in the right place. My name's Anitra, and come on into my kitchen. So we're gonna use parsley. We're gonna use, it was supposed to be a tomato, we're gonna use a can of diced tomatoes. Shocker, we're gonna use lentils, maybe a little bit of pasta, bay leaf, half an onion, about a cup of carrots, a cup of celery, a diced potato, some garlic, also oil, probably salt and pepper, also some of my homemade broth. That's not gonna be enough. I knew that, so I don't know if you can see it, but I got my crock pot going. So we got broth in there that is ready to just be strained out and used in this lentil soup. Let's do this. Okay, we got our big soup pot. This is my Dutch oven, enamel Dutch oven. We've got the heat on it. We're gonna add a whole bunch of oil. I don't know, use as much olive oil as you like. It's gonna be a lot of soup, so it's gonna, yeah, it's not that much when you think we're gonna add like 3 or 4 quarts of liquid. Okay, we're gonna let that heat up a little bit. And now we're gonna add some onion. Okay, so that onion is starting to get toward translucent. So I'm gonna add the potatoes in and give them a chance to cook a little bit. So I am just gonna add a little bit of the tomato juice to the bottom of this to help kind of deglaze it a little bit. 'Cause I got good bits on the bottom that I wanna get up. So that helps. The other thing when you're cooking with like a Dutch oven, first of all, sometimes your dog barks, but also it takes a while to heat up, but then once it gets heated up, it's real hot. So I added a little more of the tomato juice, just so that I can kind of deglaze this a little bit more, get off those yummy bits on the bottom. And let's add some more, shall we? Let's add the carrots, the celery. Let's do that. But let's also add, let's do some garlic also. Can't go wrong with garlic. I'm going to add just the littlest bit of some broth, again, to give me a little liquid for deglazing this pan a little bit. There we go. Yeah. That lets us get those bits off. Okay. Nice. I'm going to let this soften a little bit longer. All right, so I've let that stuff soften. Probably should have thrown the garlic in earlier, but I really didn't want it to burn, and I'm like a notorious burner of the garlic, so we didn't do that. I'm gonna add tomatoes to this. That should be lovely. Let this go a little bit more. Now I'm gonna start adding broth. So I'm gonna add this can. This is the tomato can. I just put broth in it to make sure that I could get all the tomato stuff out of it. So that was cool. Now I'm gonna add the rest of this. So this is 4 cups, so that's a liter. So I'm gonna see how much broth this thing will hold. Then I'm gonna figure out how many lentils I'm actually gonna put in it, because you gotta make sure that the lentils have enough liquid. Otherwise, you got some problems. Okay, so I ended up putting in 10 cups of broth. I think that's probably good. And I'm gonna put in 2 bay leaves. And I'm gonna add some salt and pepper. Cool. And Potatoes can take a lot of salt, so we put in some, but you can always add more salt. So it's always easier to underdo than overdo. Okay, now we're gonna add our rinsed, drained lentils to this. It ended up being about 2 cups of lentils. We're gonna bring it to a boil, then we're going to reduce it and let it simmer. Okay, we got it to a boil. Now we're gonna reduce it to low. We're gonna let it simmer. It's gonna be a while, like probably 45 minutes. At some point you could put the pasta in. We also still have to add the parsley. But because I'm gonna freeze a lot of this and pasta doesn't always freeze that well, I'm actually just gonna make pasta on the side and add it to my serving for dinner tonight, and just kind of do that. If I was serving this to a lot of people, I'd make a whole bunch, or maybe I'd even cook it in there. But since I'm not, we're doing it different. Okay, it has been about 45 minutes. The lentils are done, the potatoes are soft. This is just beautiful. I've got the pasta going over there. I'm gonna add a bunch of parsley to it. Kind of let that just meld into it. And I'm gonna add a little more salt and a little more pepper because I feel like it needs it. And yeah, that's what we got. And there you have it. Our nice big soup pot full of the lentil soup. And then you can see here in this bowl that's too hot for me to lift up. This, I put, I don't know, a cup or 2 of the soup over the pasta that I had made. Again, in other circumstances, I might have added the pasta and let it cook in here and like starch this up a little bit, but pasta isn't always my favorite frozen, and so I did not want to do that. I may make up a small batch of this, like take a little bit out, put pasta in it, and see how it freezes. It'll be an experiment. All right, now I'm gonna eat my dinner. All right, so I think you can see it. You can see that it's steaming. So we'll try not to burn ourselves too bad. I think it looks beautiful. And tastes really good too. On a chilly night, this is great. It would be great without the pasta. It's great with the pasta. It'd be great without the pasta with crackers or some sort of like crusty bread. So a couple different ways you could do this that I think would make it, mix it up a little bit so that you don't always have the same thing. But also, like I'm gonna do, I'm gonna freeze it. Okay, if you like this, go ahead, give this a thumbs up, subscribe, and we will see you next time. Bye.